When I was in my first couple of seasons as a full-time wedding photographer, each wedding was a whole brand new, horrible, stressful experience. From the timeline to the family photos list, I would ask each client for all the information from scratch. And this meant that during my season, I would be just like so busy, I didn't really have time to blog or put anything on social media. And so then later, when I would go to post a picture, I would go and try to figure out who I needed to tag in it. It'd be like my last thought. And I'd go back and I'd think, oh gosh, was that baker or was the planner? Usually I can remember the venue, but not like the planner or the florist for a specific wedding. And so there I'd be ready to finally put my work out there after wedding season and hopefully attract more clients that way. And I would be faced with either leaving some vendors out or waiting for the bride to respond to me. And a lot of times either she wouldn't remember or it just wouldn't be that high on the priority list, and it would just jam up my whole process. So I took some notes, and I'm embarrassed to say this was like my 5th or 6th wedding season before I finally figured this out. And I created a questionnaire that I sent every bride ahead of time, to every couple ahead of time. I don't only work with weddings that involve brides. And so on the questionnaire, I figured out that I could ask anything. And there were all these questions that were coming up over and over and over again at weddings. And by taking notes, I figured out what those questions were. And so it was all the vendors down to like who made the suit and the transportation company and the band. And then also I started asking if there were things that the couple thought were unflattering about themselves that they wanted to cover. So I'm body positive, and I think it's really important that I do not ever tell somebody or what they need to change. But asking someone if they have any insecurities that they feel like disclosing means that if somebody is really self-conscious about, say, their arms, and I don't see that, they've told me, so now I can help them minimize that, which makes them happier with their pictures. This also led to me asking about crazy family situations on wedding days. On wedding days, I didn't call it crazy family situations. I just said, are there any family situations I need to be aware of, such as divorces or conflict? And I can't tell you how many things I have learned that way that they may not even be able to tell me on the wedding day, but, oh, my divorced parents are not going to want to stand next to each other in a picture. That's really important information for me, so I don't make it awkward. So yeah, the ever-evolving questionnaire has made me look like a genius and a professional over the years. I also, and a lot of weddings I would go, oh, this is the information I needed on that day, and I've just added it to the questionnaire. I also tell people, if something on here doesn't apply to you, feel free to not answer it. But one last thing that's done for me is I turn the questionnaire into a little cheat sheet that I have with me on the wedding day, and it has everybody's name on it. So I never call the groom's mom. I call her Nancy, and I cannot tell you how much just that little thing has probably led to a massive amount of bookings for me. So, yeah, and I suspect once taking note is one of the most important things in my business, and I think that there's a lot of things, and taking note has helped me so much in my business, and I know there's a lot more to learn.